Namaste, angels. Welcome new and old to my channel. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Sagittarius, this is your reading, your bi-weekly reading. And those of you who are familiar with my channel but haven't yet seen any of the astrological readings may be a little confused. So let me quickly explain what I'm doing and why. So I did announce, for those of you who were able to see my general and or love reading for the week this week, I did announce there that I had caught up to all of my client readings. You know, I've been just like nonstop busy since I can't even remember, and I can finally breathe. So I had been looking forward to getting back to some of the things that I used to do, some of the more teaching videos, as we call them, for, you know, divine beings on that path, that particular journey, a path that some may call the twin flame journey. And, you know, just other videos that you guys have been asking me to do. Some people wanted specific types of videos. Can you do something about numbers? Can you do something about this? Others, you know, asked me I need a shorter video, you know, if you can do that. I appreciate, you know, your video. I love watching your readings, but I can't always, you know, watch all of it. So I considered all these things, and honestly, the astrological readings, you know, I put them on the list, but they didn't really have any real priority until also sort of randomly on the 24th, somebody commented on the general reading that, you know, they, you know, had always loved my channel, but hadn't been back to it in like a year because they didn't consider themselves on that twin flame journey anymore. And so since they weren't coupled, they had, you know, parted ways with the person with whom they thought was their partner, they, you know, didn't think they were welcome. I mean, they didn't mean it in a malicious way, like I, you know, ban people, but I just felt like, oh, okay, she's not talking to me anymore. So they had gone away. And then it was when I did the general reading on, you know, sexual trauma and sacral chakra healing, that they felt, you know, caught their eye and, you know, they might resonate with. And so that's how they had returned to the channel, and we're happy that they did. In any case, I was very happy that they had commented. I truly appreciated it because it, you know, brought me to realize that maybe I hadn't been doing such a good job at letting people know what is the purpose of that which I do, like what it is I'm trying to convey, what is the message. And I thought that I was doing that largely through the general reading. It has nothing to do with love. You know, unless that turns up in the cards. Of course, I'm not going to reject it if it shows up in the cards. But I talk about the history of, you know, divine beings and spiritual leaders going all the way back to ancient times, ancient Egypt, ancient Greece. Sometimes we do the East. I've taught some Hindu culture and all kinds of stuff. And the purpose is for us to develop as individuals, having nothing to do with being partnered. But somewhere along the line, it still seems I failed. In any case, with that considered, I am here now to do general, you know, readings for everybody. This is for any and everybody, having nothing to do with divine beings or the illumined or the elect or twin flames, by whatever name one chooses to call them, having nothing to do with that, only to do with your sun, moon, and or rising sign. And that's it. So Sagittarius, this one's for you. Let's get into it. I see yours seems to be pretty honed in on love and or work and career. And of course, you know, where they intermingle. Having a basis in your past and or past lives. Why do I say that? Because I'm using 4 oracle decks here. The first 2, my angel therapy cards and what I call my hashtag creepy deck, each have a past life card and a twin flame card. Both of them showed up for you as I was shuffling. Also, you ended up, I'm beginning with the angel therapy cards, or you have an overall energy with the angel therapy cards of that past life card, past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, and to heal from your past experiences. So something of which you need to let go after you recall what it is, so that you can cease to repeat the lesson, right? Because you're having to go over it over and over and over again. And the karma's not being completed, at least thus far. It has not been completed for whatever reason. So in the hashtag creepy deck, now look at this. I picked up the dating card. It's a very Two of Cups kind of card for me, right? There's literally two cups in the picture. Underneath the moon for me represents feminine energy of surrender and surrender in general. So this would be like surrendering to love and to the universe at large and what it's guiding you to do, right? To follow your heart, your emotions, your spirit. Right behind it, unbeknown to me, is the past life card from this deck. It is upside down, so I otherwise wouldn't have mentioned it, but it's there. So this is what I saw when I was shuffling for you. These cards coming up. Now, I don't want to jump around too much, but you got another Two of Cups kind of card here. It's the actual Two of Cups in your placement for work and career. So I'll get to what that means in a second, and it is in reverse. But speaking of work and career, the overall energy in my abundance deck for you is do the work. It's not enough to dream or to pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you're being divinely guided to take. A la this sort of thing, right? I said that this was surrendering to the universe and following the guidance that it's giving you. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Now, I think that doing the work for you guys has to do with working on your relationships. That's whether you're going to heal them or, if there's a desire to heal them and to repair them, rather. That's what I meant, repair them. In either case, you're healing them. Even if you walk away from them, you're healing them because you're putting it into it. You're closing a chapter. But some of us are going to desire to repair our relationships with somebody in our life. Can be a friend, can be a family member, can be a romantic interest, can be somebody at work. Maybe that fits any one of those other criteria too. You could work with a friend or family or friend or family member or even a romantic interest. It may be a partner. So maybe somebody who's a friend, who's a business partner of yours, that something's up there. And maybe all of the above again, right? Maybe you sleep with your business partner, you're in love with them. You had a friendship too, and just, it's all turned upside down right now. Like literally it's upside down right now. Right. So there's that. And I feel that you are being called to take action, to like very literally do the work. And in some cases, it's going to be by separating yourself, by ending something with the people, places, and or things with which you surround yourself. And just now when I picked up the do the work card, that looked to be particularly true because right behind it, detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and your relationships. Now, when somebody says something's being affected, that doesn't necessarily mean negative. So some of the people with which you surround yourself, with whom you spend your time, could be affecting your abundance flow in a positive way. Some in a negative way. It's up to you to detox that which is toxic and keep in place, or maybe improve upon that which is working and which is positive in your life, right? Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. That it doesn't stop there, because the next card also upright is declutter. Now this talks about like actual cleaning up, but for me always rings true about, again, the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves as well. You'll feel better and more focused if you take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help others who may need the items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. But I say, yeah, again, not just your schedule, your emotional and spiritual life too. Raise or promotion, which we'll get deeper into when we talk about these four cards here, this spread here. You got a card representing you of the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Sitting atop the card that again represents your work and finance, the Two of Cups in reverse. Raise and promotion comes into play there, the way I read those cards. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action. Remember, do the work, the card with which we started. If you take action, things will fall into place for you. It's not enough to just pray and walk away. Like even the scriptures say, prayers without works is dead. It means it doesn't work. And in terms of if you don't call it prayer, if you call it manifestation instead, because some of us do that, right? We don't necessarily believe in prayer by that name. It's the same thing by manifestation or focused intention. It's all the same thing. You have to put whatever action steps you're guided to take by the universe behind that as well. It's an action step just to, in an intentful way, think and speak positive thoughts and words over yourself. Right? That's an action. So this is the kind of thing they're talking about. When you do that, or because of your positive focus already and willingness to take action, is why you're being, given this blessing here. And it says, keep up the good work. What good work? The work that you're agreeing to do here. Notice that they have the same colors too. It's the purple. It's this purple. Keep up the good work. To those that actually do the work. That's who that is speaking. And lastly, that's going to make your dreams come true. It's going to help you to, fulfill some of your goals. You got goals. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you to manifest your desires into reality. And lastly, forgiving and learning, which connects to, or for me resonates with, the feeling that I had that there's a relationship that needs healing in some way, either by repairing it or walking away from it again. And as you release and heal the past, so it's something from your past and or a past life, as you release it, move beyond it, you'll experience more love in your present moment. So that's going to, again, open and allow for abundance flow in the here and now. Letting go of these old things that are holding you back. They are stifling you. So one of the things that had been holding you back and stifling you was your own insecurity and fear when the Five of Pentacles was upright. But when it became reversed, that's an indication that suddenly, you're not feeling as insecure as you had been before. You're pretty confident that you're ready to move on. This is a card that's, again, representing you, the most direct energy around you and toward you and from you, right, ruminating from you. And so it's about your confidence and you being, ready to take on the world. It can be in any area of your life. Again, I see for the most part, for most of you, these cards here, the way that they're laid, the way they fell together, including the oracle cards, it's either about money or it's about love and relationship or both, right? It's a combination of those. But in any case, you are ready to take on the world here, having sort of like a newfound confidence and security in yourself. Now, it sits next to the Queen of Wands in reverse, which could be you. You may be the Queen of Wands as a Sagittarius, right? Or this could be a fellow fire sign, maybe another Sagittarius with whom you have some sort of relationship, friend, familial, maybe even co-worker, or romantic connection or something. That can be. Also, of course, this may be a Leo or an Aries or not a fire sign at all. Just somebody of these, traits or attributes. Or the Queen of Wands is showing up to represent some other thing to us. Like whether upright or in reverse, she's all about fertility. The Queen of Wands, for one thing. So it doesn't have to be necessarily becoming pregnant with a human being. It can be becoming pregnant with ideas, becoming pregnant with goals, with dreams, with things that you need to set out to do, with messages, guidance from the divine that you need to follow through on. The other meanings for the Queen of Wands in this position can be, for one thing, it can be a woman who is, or at least tries to be very helpful to you and supportive to you. some sirens there for you. Maybe something's going to be healed for somebody. Helpful and supportive to you. She may be an older woman. I'd say anywhere from like middle age, like, I don't even know what's considered middle age these days, but like 35, 40, and up. She may be. Now, she can also be somebody, the Queen of Wands in reverse, who doesn't have necessarily the best relationship with money. She can hoard too much or spend too much, or just sort of willy-nilly. And sitting next to a Five of Pentacles in reverse, again, maybe that was why there used to be some fear. Maybe somebody close to you, or perhaps you yourself, having a poor relationship with money, you were being impacted, whether directly or indirectly. In consideration of it crossing the Two of Cups, which is also in reverse, this Two of Cups in reverse is in the placement for me here of your work and finance. The Two of Cups in reverse can be like, it may be actually two people, like you and a supervisor, or you and a subordinate, you and a business partner, you and a coworker, a colleague. Maybe not in the best terms right now, or you don't feel that you are. Maybe you feel that there's something amiss between the two of you. If it's true, it might just be a phase and something that you want to just like allow it to play out, allow the energy to work itself, through the atmosphere and keep on going. Or sometimes the Two of Cups in reverse is showing up to say, like, you don't even want to be at that job anymore. I don't like you. You don't like me. I don't like it here. And I got better places that I can be because, I've discovered my worth recently. So I'm a Five of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not afraid of where my next meal is going to come from. I can leave this job now. I can look for another one. I'm that confident at this point. Two of Cups in reverse in regard to finance, more so than work, so this is work and finance, this placement, is about balance. And you got an overall energy of the Two of Pentacles as well, which can be about balance and or juggling. Or for me, often what I call deja vu from hell, repeating patterns, coming back, like feeling like you keep arriving at the same place again and saying like, why are we here again? Like, how do we get past this point? How do we get past this stage? What action do I need to take to complete this karma so that I can move into the next phase? That's what the Two of Pentacles mean for me. I've explained before that it reminds me of Rihanna's song "Take a Bow," and the part particularly where she's when she has the TV on in the video, and she's like, this looks like a rerun. Ooh, what else is on? Like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to repeat this again. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. So again, maybe it's leaving a job. Maybe it's dissolving a partnership. Maybe it's working on a relationship with somebody and repairing it, or walking away from that. Also, with regard to finance, again, specifically as opposed to work, it tends to be about balance, as I started to say before I went off on the tangent about the Two of Pentacles. It tends to be about balance and fairness in money. So maybe a disagreement is over money with somebody in your life. Maybe money's involved, or maybe, again, you're dissolving a partnership or something. And so, I want it to be fair. Like, you get half the assets, I get half the assets. Let's do it that way. It's that sort of thing. And if you're not having any problems with money, then you're going to want to take even a closer look at the relationships that you have with people, because that's where it's affecting in a karmic way your work and finances. Now, also, this Two of Cups in reverse is sitting next to a King of Swords upright, who's in the position of your love and relationships. The King of Swords, for me, can often be a lawyer, a judge even. He's super diplomatic when it comes to things like that. Like, being able to review all sides and to be fair and kind to people, see who's wrong. He's a Libra, perhaps. Currently, Venus, Mercury, the Sun, soon to be the Moon, all located in Libra. So maybe he's a Libra. And he He may be a Gemini. He may be an Aquarius. If not, he is someone likened to those traits or attributes, and he's somebody who commands authority. He's a professional. He's extremely opinionated. He's an alpha male type. Even if he's a female, he's an alpha male type. You know what I mean? Like the man's man kind of type. You know, when we imagine extreme masculinity and there's like that thin line that's easily crossed between, ooh, he's super sexy because he's a man's man, and what a douche. You know, that thin line. That's the line that the King of Swords walks. But in terms of, again, wanting to dissolve a partnership, maybe having even some sort of legality or something going on with a partnership, and with having to divide money, or a disagreement involving money or over money, that may be in part where the King of Swords is coming into play. Now, alternatively, or in addition to that, the King of Swords, again, is in your placement of love and relationship. And like I said, this is a person who is extremely, you know, alpha and walking that line. If this is your beloved, this is your mate, this is your partner, however you refer to them, what he shows up to say upright is like, this is me. Take me as I am. I'm not going to change. Don't try to change me. You got to like love me as is. And if you're able to do that without, you know, becoming imbalanced over it, and again, trying to change him, trying to force something, which the Two of Pentacles would be against. You trying to force energy. As long as you're able to do that, then things can work out between you. If he's not like the object of your affection, whether a direct air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius or not, he is somebody who is impacting your relationship, your romantic relationship right now, somehow. And he may be similar to the Queen of Wands, you know, a middle-aged man, perhaps light-haired, like her. She might be light-haired too, even red-haired, if she's an actual person, or like brown-haired, auburn, maybe even blonde, Queen of Wands. Yeah, so the King of Swords may be a similar person. And again, he might be some sort of professional that is needed to be involved in your relationship somehow. And again, maybe even in a legal matter, you know, maybe even to resolve some sort of legality. Or he is you guys' therapist, maybe. You know, he's some sort of professional otherwise. Let's see what other messages the angels have for you. Partnership. For the masculine partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. That sounds very much like the King of Swords, or even, like I said about the Queen of Wands. She is somebody, when in reverse like this, who wants to help. The difficulty is when crossing work or at work, she can be somebody who like maybe even inadvertently causes obstacles. So it's like, you know, you're not helping. You're not helping. You know, that kind of energy, that kind of person. Like, just stop. Just stop. You're not helping. But she wants to. She wants to be supportive. So if you're questioning yourself about someone like that, you know, a Queen of Wands, or Queen of Wands type. Yeah, this is saying, you know, the universe has sent you somebody who's trying to support you and who, you know, does want the best for you. So give them that chance. Work on that partnership. For the feminine over here. And, you know, this, I just separated the advice by archetype, masculine and feminine, but we are all on the inside, masculine and feminine. Take all the advice if you wish, or if you feel more heavily masculine, then, you know, maybe you want to pay more attention to these messages. They may resonate better with you. Or you feel more heavily feminine, you may want to listen to those. They may resonate better with you, and it's fine. These things are not gender or sexuality specific, like in the least. But the feminine's card from the abundance angels is abundance mindset. So it's again about thinking in a positive way. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something that you already have in the present moment. And that is what you will experience. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine beauty queen. Well, this beauty queen could very well be a queen of wands. Look at all this red, all this fire. This card also tends to come through for me representative of Venus. She is both the planet and the goddess of beauty, of confidence, of love, of abundance. So basically of everything awesome. And again, she's currently in Libra, trying to resolve and balance out situations. She's evening the scales for people. So maybe that's from which your newfound confidence is, what, you know, as I referred to it before, is coming. Use it. Hashtag creepy deck to the feminine soulmate. I told you I saw love and work stuff for you guys, and I think they may be intertwined for a bunch of you. Soulmate, somebody you're dealing with at your job, maybe even, and maybe it's caused some sort of difficulty for you to work. When I was, oh goodness, it's a million years ago. I guess I was about 20, 21. I had applied for this job in a tall building down here that was in large part, at the time, Chemical Bank. Chemical Bank is now, later became Chase. But at the time it was Chemical Bank. Well, my cousin worked in that building, and my now ex-husband worked in that building. And because I didn't want to even work in the same building as them, I took a job in another borough. So where everybody in New York is coming to Wall Street to work, I live on Wall Street practically, and I'm leaving Wall Street and going to Queens to work just so I would avoid this, like, a work scenario. And my whole life I was pretty much committed to not, you know, talking to anybody or dating anybody or messing with anybody with whom I worked. I just was against it. And of course, that's exactly what the universe did to me. You know, my own divine masculine came from my work, from my office. For the same company, not my office actually, but working for the same company. So there could be something like that going around, to get to the point, something like that going on for somebody else that has maybe now, again, gotten somehow commingled in your other affairs. Alternatively, you're being guided to do the work, you know, on your relationships too. Put some effort in. You've got Two of Cups energy surrounding you and opportunities surrounding you for healthy partnerships. You got a lot of twos here. A lot of twos. And you even got a card called partnership. Right? From the angel therapy cards. Cut your cords. So this is to those things, again, from the past that you need to let go of so that you can move forward. And maybe cutting your ties too. Cutting ties, I just heard, to something. So maybe, again, with a company, with a partner, with a something. And maybe the King of Swords is going to help you with that. He's going to take the sword. He's going to help you to cut the ties. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So you're not repeating it over and over again and saying, why do I keep arriving at this same damn spot? No more reruns. What else is on? That's what I want to watch. And lastly, for the feminine, from the angel therapy cards, power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. Now, everybody would have a different animal spirit guide, you know, so I couldn't tell anybody on like a general reading like this who or what, what animal that may be for you. But what I can say is it's not just about animals that you like. Power animals is like a Native American belief that you are sort of, you embody the traits of the animal as well that is guiding your spirit. Like the eye of the tiger. You know, you ever heard that song? It's the eye of the tiger. And it's the what, how did it go? Something about the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. I think it was. Anyway, that song was about like this fighter. I think it was literally a fighter. I think it was for a Rocky movie, actually. Um, this fighter, you know, sort of embodying the energy and aura of the tiger. And so feminine, that's what we, according to these this oracle card, have the opportunity to do over the next 2 weeks, to get in touch with that inner spirit animal and use those traits that it has. You know, if it's an eagle, like mine, for example, soar above the bullshit. You know, and remember that you're like the epitome of birds of prey. So like nothing can mess with you. If it's a, you know, a wild Mustang, run off into the forest. Nobody's as fast as you. Nobody can follow you. Go be by yourself. You guys get what I'm saying? I hope so. And I hope you've enjoyed your bi-weekly reading. So the next time when I do one, I won't have to go through the whole spiel in the beginning. I'll just get straight to the reading and you won't have to listen to me go on. All right? Thanks again for joining, for liking and subscribing to my channel. I do appreciate it. You want services from me, your private reading of your own, energy healing. I got some merchandise. And the merchandise isn't, you know, necessarily anything that says Queen of Swords or anything like that. It's, you know, I work with artists. I partner with artists who are making, you know, beautiful designs on mugs and shirts and tapestries and all kinds of stuff. So I'll put that stuff in the description box for you guys, for anyone who is interested. And I'll be back soon. Watch your moon and rising signs as well for a full or more full picture. Namaste.